Well, welcome to Heroes Blooper Restyle chapter. Yesterday I was getting ready to shoot this video and how we're gonna restyle or style the apex. Well, this being a Seijuen Elm, I grabbed it wrong and it snapped. So we lost our apex and now it looks silly. This is the bottom of the triple air layering that we did 2-3 years ago. The other 3 parts are doing fine, and I was going to get around to doing this one today. Well, so yesterday as I grabbed it, it snapped off, and I should have remembered. In my earlier career, I was trying to do a wiring on Seijuen Elm branch, and the first one I put the wire on, it snapped. And then I said, so I can't believe that happened. So I did it again to the next one, and it snapped. So I come to the conclusion that Seijuen Elm do not like to be wired or to be pushed beyond a certain limit. Anyway, so now I've got this major headache, or it could become something great. So anyway, based on Heroes Blooper, let's get started. I have no idea where this chapter is going. It could be great, or it could be just another one of those things that happens, okay? I'm just going to cut these off because I can't see what I've got to work with. And being a type of Chinese elm, you know, these will snap right back. Snap. It also snaps. It's not all the Chinese elm. This is the Seiju, and they do have this nasty habit of snapping. So anyway, I still have no idea what I might do, except I got to do something. I do have this side branch, so if I cut across here and reposition this, that might work. It's been a number of years since I've repotted this. I'm going to take it out, and then I think I'm going to try to see if that is a possibility. 15-20 years ago, there's no sweat. I could have just picked this thing up and not worried too much about it. Now it's all about being wise. Okay, now we're back inside, and we have a lot of stuff, you know. So I'm gonna cut across here and then repot it. But you know, this is big and heavy. And you know what I've done in the past, right? And I'm thinking maybe I'll do it again. Those of you that are not familiar with what I tend to do, I tend to split plants. So that's one possibility. But what I'm going to do first is to go ahead and cut that root ball about half off. My saw was having a terrible time trying to cut this root. Well, look at that massive root down below here. So anyway, I'll get back to work. This bottom gets discarded. Well, it's a lot lighter. I'm going to work the surface root area, see if anything is there that I need to keep. So I'm just going to go around just to see if there's any features that we could highlight. Yeah, so this Seijuen elm is a little bit different than your regular elm. It is brittle. I should have remembered that. You know, this is much too heavy. I have few people that like big trees, but even they're getting older. So what I'm going to do is cut this part off and work with that. Whew. I sure hope that was a wise move. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off that big side and go with the side branch as our new leader. Okay, so I'm going to call this this part done. I have to put it in a section where people cannot go normally because I don't want them touching. There was enough roots, but it could have a little bit more than that. So people touching and moving this could be detrimental. But I think all in all, I'm quite happy the way it's turning out. And I think the future looks bright for this. The chance of success is about 90%, I would think. There's a 10% chance that maybe we went over the limit a little bit, but I think it's okay. So anyway, that's what this first part is. And then I'll get started on the remaining pieces. Yeah, as this comes around, I think this is going to be the front. And that big cut will barely be visible, I think. Right here is the front. Okay, I got this in this smaller, more manageable container. And you can see that the cut is just barely visible. I think I'm put a little bit more soil. But anyway, I think I did okay considering the tragic event of losing the apex. So I'm debating whether I should conclude this chapter. But I got all these other parts that I want to get around to. So this is either intermission or the conclusion of part 1. So this was a Seijuen elm that I was trying to bring in and grab the top, and it snapped off. So the story behind this is the bottom part of the 3 air layering. So I think we'll be looking at the 3 tops that this came off of probably later in the spring. I think you saw it last year once or twice. But anyway, so this is Hiro saying maybe goodbye, or maybe I'll come back after lunch. Whew, this one was a lot of work, so I need the break anyway. So anyway, this is the first part.